Hello, this is Kian from Football Obsession, and I'm going to be speaking about football a little bit, but it's not going to be as much as a football video. It's going to be a personal video, so I hope you enjoy it. So it's going to be about mainly about 1 year on, as you can see in the thumbnail, and I'll tell you what 1 year on is about in a second. But today, Thursday the 15th of July, so it will have been Wednesday the 15th of July 2020, I went in hospital to have a stoma. Stoma, like, it's like a stoma operation. But it isn't just as simple as that. So it's a lot of layers to this, so just bear with me. So I've suffered with chronic constipation since I was about I'd say 2 years old. But the thing is, I've got ADHD, and constipation isn't just what you would think it is. It like, oh, I'm constipated. There's a lot more to chronic constipation than you'd think. But I have ADHD too, so obviously I've looked into this and stuff like that. With ADHD, your behaviours, especially when you're a lot younger, like a little child, you focus on what you enjoy rather than focusing on what you need to do. So, for example, if you need to go to the toilet or something like that, with ADHD, obviously it's rare that this can happen with someone. I think it's around 25% of people with ADHD have got the same issue, but it doesn't happen to everyone with ADHD. So if someone watching this could say, "Oh, I've got ADHD. I don't suffer with this." Well, fair enough. But obviously, I did, and I'm telling my story. So I've got ADHD, and your behaviours focus on what you enjoy rather than something like going toilet. So when you do that, your brain sort of like, this is from like 2 years old. Your brain sort of like adapts to ignoring that behaviour of needing to go to the toilet, therefore creates constipation. But when it gets out of control, it creates chronic constipation when you're blocked up to both bowels and stuff like that. Like both sides, it's all stretched, stuff like that. I have been in hospital since I was about 3 years old, in and out of hospital virtually every week, since, like, except from last year, from this year. And that was because I needed to try different things to clear me out, so I weren't in so much pain rolling around the floor. I've tried washouts, I've tried enemas, I've tried Movicol, I've tried Picolax, I've tried all sorts of laxatives, I've tried, I can't even remember what they're all called. The awful one that I had to do when I was in hospital was Clean Prep, it was called. And Clean Prep is where you have to drink 4 litres in 1 hour, and it tastes disgusting as well. So 4 litres of it in 1 hour, and it clears you out. Like, I mean, it's like proper. I don't think they'd give it out outside of hospital. It could be quite dangerous. But that's what that is. And obviously, with my ADHD, that is how it was kind of triggered. Obviously, for some people that suffer with it, it doesn't have to be triggered like that. But I was seeing a consultant basically every week from when I was like 6, and they put it down to it's laziness. But then, like, so that was from when I was like 4 years old. I was seeing a consultant till I was about, I'd say, till last year. But since like 2016, my mum sort of helped me, like, sort of realised it's more serious than just laziness. It's a lot more serious. In fact, it's something that I could not help. I could not. I was soiling my pants. Obviously, it's quite embarrassing for me to say, but I want to tell my story about this. I want you guys, because you guys will get to know me a bit more about me. I'm sorry if the camera's not focused, by the way. Just trying to get it to focus here. But you guys will get to know a bit more about me, and how I've coped and stuff like that. But my school life, it was a lot put down to laziness, the constipation, and I was off school a lot. I when I was in school, I ended up getting, like, into year 7. I ended up getting I had a lot of trouble in primary school of being classed as a naughty kid when I've got ADHD, and I weren't diagnosed with ADHD at that point. I got kicked out at year 7 and put into a pupil referral unit, which is a school with kids that have been excluded, maximum 18 students. It was generally about around 6 to 8 students, well, not even students, kids. And there was no lessons really. It was just you go in, you don't have to wear a uniform, you just go in and do nothing basically. And it weren't fun, trust me, it weren't fun, but I was in and out of hospital anyway, pretty much every week, like I was saying. I've had washouts, enemas, laxatives, Movicol, clean prep, manual evacuations where you have to have like a surgery for them to manually evacuate all of it that's inside you, like the poo. But with that being said, there was a decision sort of made last year. You have to. You're now nearly 18. I was 17 at the time, coming up to 18 within like 5 months or something. And a decision was made where you kind of have to do something now. You either have to have tablets. That's another thing I've tried, Senna, which is disgusting. You either have to have tablets, like strong tablets to stop this from happening, or you can get like a Stoma bag. And I, up to the day, like, so 2 days before it was happening, we waited 2 weeks for it to happen to get an appointment to meet from a pre-operation. Not like transitioning or anything like that. Don't worry about anything like that. I'm still a lad. I will always be a lad. It's like a pre-operation because it's like you're asked questions and stuff like that about your health, about what blood type you are, about how many times you've been in hospital, about how many times you've travelled, etc. Just so they can get and I was asked questions about coronavirus as well, just so they can get a clear picture of what my health is before my operation. And that was 2 days before, but we waited 2 weeks for that after the appointment with my consultant, saying you can either get a Stoma bag or you can get tablets. And I sort of kind of made the decision, let's try the Stoma bag, but even up to the day of having it, a year ago today or yesterday, whichever you want to say, a year ago even up to the day of having it, I was like, no, I'm not having it. Even up to 10 minutes before having it, I was like, no, I'm not having it. Because number one, I'm scared of anaesthetic, where like I go to sleep, because I've been in that situation so many times. Number two, when I wake up from anaesthetic, I was like, I'm sick every single time. I hate it. But I'm also very, very, very scared of pain. Very scared of pain. So even up to the day of having it, like 10 minutes up to having it, I sort of like went along with the flow. But I was very, very reluctant to have it. And then when I did have it, it caused so much pain. I could barely move. In the hospital bed that I was in. Barely move. But that was for like 6 days. Something did go wrong where I needed to have a washout with my stoma. But that's rare, that. And basically, it's hard to explain, but the nurse, the hospital staff show you how to change your bag, how to empty it if you want, which I will mention in the video with my Uncle Martin. There will be a second part to this video with my Uncle Martin, who's been in podcast episodes before, just getting his views on it. But there will be, they show you how to do it and stuff like that, and you get a designated stoma nurse, where you can text he or she comes round to your house once every week for, like, let's say 2 months, so 8 weeks, Um, make sure everything's healthy with the stoma. Ask you if you've got any queries, etc. Ask your parents or your carers if they've got any queries, etc. Whoever you're living with. So I obviously did ask a lot of queries at that time, because I was still very, very unsure. Like, I've got a choice whether I could get this reversed in 5 years' time or 4 years' time now, or whether I want to keep this. And right now, I do want to keep it because I'm scared to be back to square one, where square one would be in and out of hospital every week, needing manual evacuations, needing enemas, needing clean prep, needing laxatives, needing Molvicol, etc., etc., etc. It goes on and on and on and on, and it never ends. But right now, I am the most confident I've ever been. I have been since I've got the stoma bag 1 year on. I'm not. Admittedly, I'm not changing it myself. I am. Like, I've got some responsibility over it. I've got all the stuff in my room. The box is just here, where I'm banging here below my bed. And my I take my bag off, but my mum or my uncle helps me wipe it and stuff like that, because sometimes it can be a bit painful, and sometimes I'm just not as confident as some days. But I've still got responsibility over my stoma and checking when my bag needs changing. Yeah, I would show it, but number one, I'm not sure if I could get banned off YouTube for doing that, and number two, I'm not sure whether I'm confident enough to do that yet. So I'm sorry for not showing it. If you do want to know what it looks like, just search up stoma. All stomas are different from what I've been told. Obviously, I've not really seen anyone else with a stoma. But all stomas are different from what I've been told by hospital staff. But, yeah. So, what was it up to? So, I've missed a lot of matches, going to the United matches, season 2019-2020, because I was in and out of hospital. And when I was doing my GCSEs in 2019, I could barely walk. I could barely stand up properly, because I was in so much pain. I was going to school, having to hold on to walls. So this is my wardrobe here, and I'm holding on. I'm walking like that, like I was in year 11. Which is it's mad when I think about it. I should have been in hospital. I was avoiding going in hospital because of the stoma bag. Because of the constipation and the pain, and I was scared of the pain, and because of my GCSE, I was trying to get that done, which I did get them done. And admittedly, I didn't pass many of them, but that's besides the point, because I went to a PRU and managed to get back to mainstream school. So that's a massive achievement for me to even sit GCSEs. But now, 1 year on, I've gone to my nana's, which I weren't doing very often. I was doing maybe not even once a year, maybe once every 2 years. Maybe she was coming round a few times to my house a year, including Christmas. But I'm going to my nana's quite often. I've gone to the United match versus Fulham, the one with 10,000 fans. I will be going to the United matches next season, coming up. Hopefully we get Sancho, and it's looking like we're gonna. We have got Sancho, and it's looking like hopefully we're gonna get Varane. Come on, and I've gone to the cinema as well, which I was doing pretty much every week with my uncle. But I'm a lot more comfortable in myself, and I've asked my mum to text me her views, and her views are, this is the exact text. Before Keane had the stoma bag, he used to be in and out of hospital every month. Since Keane has had the stoma bag, he has had a lot of confidence in himself. He is a lot happier in himself. He now doesn't have to worry when he goes out. Now, I've got anxiety, so don't often go out on my own. But I don't have to worry about when I go out. You could just fit a little bag in your pocket or whatever, or like literally it's like a goodie bag, but not a goodie bag. And it's amazing for me. It's amazing. I'm a lot confident more in myself. And thank you to my family who have got me through this. Thank you to my auntie. Thank you to my cousins. Thank you to my mum, obviously my Uncle Martin, my Uncle Andrew. Thank you to my nana if you do see this. But I'm looking forward to experiencing more things, because I came off my ADHD tablets during the lockdown when I was trying to get used to my stoma, so about September, October time. because I was feeling quite depressed on them, and I'm looking forward to experiencing more things, more food, without having to worry, am I going to soil myself, or am I going to just lose my appetite because of my tablets, or I'm looking forward to travelling more. I've got more life in me now, more confidence, etc, etc. But this is just a personal video. I really would appreciate the support. Watching the football during the lockdown, every Premier League game, I am quite worried about whether they're going to stop. I think they are going to stop. Every Premier League game was spaced out. Every Premier League game was like on weekends, 12 p.m. 12:30 p.m., 2 p.m. 12:30 p.m., 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 8 p.m. 4 games Saturday and Sunday, and then most games are pretty much every day. But I loved the fact that there was games every day, and it really got me through. Football helps everyone. It is more than just a game. Come on, United! This is a 1992 top, which I've got Cantona in the back. I would turn around, but it would be too much hassle right now because I'm on the chair and my bed's behind me. But we're going to now go on to the second part of the video with my Uncle Martin, which will be the last part. Support will be massively appreciated on this video. Sharing, liking, subscribing, sharing with Twitter. And thank you for the support so far on this channel. This is Big Kian for Football Obsession. We're going to go on to the next part of the video. Hello and welcome to this video. This will be the second part of the video. I will already have done a first part. But if you're wondering why I've got like different clothes on, it's because I'm recording this on the 14th, which is the day before that I will be recording this, and it will be uploaded. So if that's why you're wondering, just first of all, how are you, Martin?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Thank you for taking time out of your lunch break to work to do this video with me. So obviously this video I will have mentioned in at the start of the video about how basically a year ago now I had my Stoma, I got my Stoma bag and stuff like that, and how I suffered beforehand with like chronic constipation and stuff like that. I just want to get Martin's views on it. This is hence why I've got Martin here. And in the first part of the video, I will have also asked my mum to text me and tell her my views, and I will read them views out. Tell me her views, and I will read them views out into the video. But I just want to get Martin's views. First of all, just like how would you say my confidence? Would you say my confidence has gone up since I got it?
Yeah, massively. So, Kian lives with me, and his mum also. I'm his uncle. Yeah, his confidence. I think before he had it, he suffered a lot. Obviously, physically, massively physically, like throughout his whole life. Getting in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Like rolling around the floor in pain, not like just being able to cope with it. I mean, like for example, when I was taking my GCSEs, I remember barely being able to walk properly. I could barely walk properly. I had to go on study leave early, which I could barely even study. I could barely revise.
Yeah.
Because I was in so much pain. So just so you guys know the extent of the pain, but this video will be like looking into it like a positive outlook rather than obviously a negative outlook. But obviously there are negative going to be spoken about in this video because there was a negative.
Yeah, just to kind of highlight the difference, really. Yeah. Obviously, you in and out of hospital numerous times a year.
Yeah.
It just obviously has an effect psychologically, doesn't it? The going in hospital and also being in that amount of pain for a long time. But yeah, since you got it done last July, was it?
Yeah, it was a year ago tomorrow.
Ah, right. It's like you seem to have a lot more. You seem like you feel a lot freer.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's I've noticed a difference in your confidence. So, just obviously the lockdown's restricted where you can go and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Still, seem willing to try newer things, like, for example, starting at the gym, starting your
even going to my nana's more. I've
yeah,
been going to
yeah.
my nana's more. Not like every day, not even every week, but sometimes I was barely going once a year because of the amount of pain I was in. I was barely going once a year, so going to my nana's more. And we went to the United match, the last home game of the season. We won in the ballot.
Yeah.
We went to the game against Fulham, and I felt like that was a massive step for me, because it massively it sort of proved to me that I can be happy, you know what I mean, in certain social situations.
Yeah.
I know there was only like 10,000 people there in comparison to 75,000.
Yeah, still a lot of people.
But yeah, it's the most people. Obviously, we've been around in since I've got my Stoma bag in, and we've been around in over a year. So especially with anxiety and stuff like that, it helped me massively to get a boost.
Yeah, and the last season before lockdown, the one we were allowed to go to, so 1920, you missed a lot of games, didn't you?
Yeah,
through obviously through either being in hospital or being in too much pain to go to the match. So I guess it allows you to plan more things, doesn't it?
Oh,
because
yeah.
You're not like anxious about being in pain or discomfort.
So I'm watching obviously a TV program. Like, I'm not sure if I've mentioned on this channel before, but I do watch the soaps. So Emmerdale, Coronation Street, and EastEnders, and I'm watching Emmerdale at the moment. And one of the characters was going to go off travelling, but something else happened. But that's besides the point. And say, for example, if I did ever want to do that, I know obviously it would need a lot of money and stuff like that. But in terms of the side of my health and stuff like that, if I ever wanted to do something like that, I could be more free to do that, rather than obviously than not being able to do that, and just being stuck at home and in pain and not going to college and stuff like that. I do feel like for me personally, obviously I'm not saying there's any positives to the lockdowns at all or anything like that. But for me personally, I feel like the lockdown helped me just to get used to the Stoma, rather than just being thrown straight in at the deep end. And now I'm ready to sort of do things, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go cinema, which we've done. I'm ready to go to the match, ready to go to Nana's and stuff like that, which I've loved. So yeah, have you got anything else you'd like to say in terms of, or ask me anything?
No thing, like to say, it's like now you like go to see a consultant maybe once every 6 months or once a year. I'm not sure. Whereas before it could be tomorrow you have to go to the hospital, or it could be later on today you have to go to the hospital, or it could be next week.
And even if it isn't today, if it wasn't today, I could have been putting it off until next week because I had to do something. I had to have an exam at school or something like that. So it was always the case of I'm putting it off. I should have really been hospital, like I mentioned with my GCSEs. I should have really been in hospital when I was doing them, but I tried to get them done. You know what I mean? So it's massively had a positive. It's not just had a positive impact on me. It's had a positive impact on Martin, my mum, my whole family, basically, because they're not. You're not worrying about whether I'm gonna end up in hospital constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just massive thank you to helping me get through all that.
That's all right. That's my pleasure, mate.
Yeah. Have you got anything you'd like to ask me or anything like that on the video?
Have you spoke about like your hesitation to have the operation done?
I will definitely. Obviously, I've not recorded the start of the video yet. I will. This will be the last part of the video.
Yeah.
I will record the start of the video tomorrow, which is when it will be uploaded because it'll be a year on. Okay. But I definitely will speak about that because even up to the day of having it, I still weren't in my mind. I weren't having it. I was like, no. No, I was too scared. I'm very scared of pain for a start, and I was too scared of the change. It's obviously a massive change in life.
It's a physical change to your body, isn't it?
And it's something that I've never obviously experienced before. That amount of change in like 18 years, you know what I mean? 17 years or whatever it was. So yeah, it's a massive. I definitely will speak about that. It's a massive thing, the hesitation, but yeah.
What about any advice for anyone who's in the same scenario you were a year ago, where they've got that option to have it done?
Well, if you are in the same scenario, obviously, I would genuinely advise to get it done. But it's not just that easy of getting it done, because number one, it takes the pain. Like the pain I experienced. I will have mentioned this in the start of the video because I will mention it. But the pain experienced after the operation was a pain that I've never even felt before. Not even when I was ill, like with my chronic constipation. It was I could not move. But when it gets better, like when it does get better, it massively pays off. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but it is like, it's a cliche for a reason, because I would advise you to get it done. And if you ever need to, like, DM me on my Twitter's always in the description, and my DMs are open. If you ever need to DM me, then DM me, because obviously I will advise you, and I will even speak to my mum and my uncle to give advice as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Always do that. So if you need any advice, don't be afraid to look. But it is scary. I'm not gonna shy away from the fact that it's scary.
Yeah.
But it's a massive thing in terms of your confidence. It's not just a massive thing in terms of your health, and I would definitely advise getting it done. Obviously, I can't force anyone to get it done, but I can only speak from my experience, and my experience of getting it done. The start of it was definitely negative, like it just was, because of how much pain I was in. But that was like, say, 6 days, and then and I've had it now for a year, so like 11 months and 300 and whatever days.
Short-term pain and
yeah,
long-term gain.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, if you're in that situation where you have a condition that might require having a stoma bag, then your doctors, consultants, whatever health practitioners, they're gonna have tried numerous other things with you, aren't they?
Yeah. Which I will mention at the start of the video.
Obviously, going into surgery is a last resort for anything, really.
Yeah.
So they won't give you that option unless they've tried numerous other things. So, so obviously trust the professionals.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Obviously, they work wonders, don't they?
Yeah, of course. Massive thank you to the professionals.
And you get a lot of support after the operation.
Yeah,
I mean, your
they show you how
been
to do
great,
it.
Aren't you?
Yeah, they show you, the hospital staff show you how to do it, to change your stoma bag. To if you want to empty it, you can, but I personally don't. But you even get you get like a designated stoma nurse, and she or he comes round to your house every week. It will be for like, let's say 3-4 months, and then it'll be you won't be discharged. You will never be discharged from that clinic, but it's not weekly appointments. If you want to ring up or text the stoma nurse and say, can I see you, like, I've got a query, or I need some help, then you can, and as soon as you do that, you will get an appointment as soon as possible.
Yeah,
it will be. You'll never be discharged from the clinic.
Yeah, and if you're worried about, like, what if I'm out and about and I need to change the bag or whatever, like, you can literally fit a bag, some wipes, and a bag to put your rubbish in.
Yeah,
you can fit it in your back pocket. It's like,
it
folds up, like, it's not big at all. It can fit in your back of your jeans or whatever, or in your handbag.
Yeah, it can even fit in your coat pocket. Like, we went to a party, and in case I needed a change, I asked you to put it in your coat pocket. It was like, it's like a little goodie bag, but not a goodie bag.
It weighs virtually nothing. A few grams. Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna go and let Martin have his lunch now. I'm gonna let you have your lunch. no worries. But I just want to say thank you for coming on the end of this video.
My pleasure. All right.
So this has been Kean from Football Obsession, and I'm out.